We're back here at the podcast, which I've dubbed the Splitcast. Slasher McSplitter over here. I'm with my partner in crime,
The Illusion.
the Illusion. He's not a ghost. He's a real boy.
He's a real boy. He's got a real voice.
Yes, he does. He does.
He does have a real voice.
He has no strings.
Nope.
Today we're gonna be just shooting the breeze about movies.
Or for the Spanish audience, las películas.
Oh yeah, Los Movies.
That's right.
Um,
I'll let you spark this one off, Slasher.
uh,
Go for it.
so, all right. You like movies?
Oh, I love movies.
You've been a movie fan your whole life?
I've been a movie fan my whole life.
Yeah. So, can you remember the first movie you've ever seen?
First movie I've ever seen.
whether it was in the theater or not.
6 years old. Caligula.
Really?
No.
In the theater?
In the theater.
Oh.
No. No.
Last Tango in Paris?
We did say there will be a little bit of comedy. We're going to keep this very, very light and family friendly. But on the serious side, would have to be Goonies. Goonies is one of my favorite childhood films. It's kind of like an Indiana Jones for kids.
You would say that's one of the first movies you saw?
Oh, the first movie I saw in theater?
Can you remember? No. Whether it was on TV or not, do you have any like memories of like first sitting down with your family
First
and
movie
watching a
sitting
movie?
down with family. That I don't. I mean, we watched the old Chuck Norris movies with my dad, but before that, I saw King Kong, the one with Jessica Lange,
Lange and Jeff Bridges, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that in the theater.
The 70s one.
Back in Europe, the 70s one, with my grandmother. That was the first movie I've been to. First movie I ever saw. How do I remember that? I was barely a few years old.
Well, that movie was also, that was like, what, mid-70s?
No, it was kind of late, but remember back then in Europe they played these movies
Late releases.
Late releases.
Oh,
So it wasn't like they released it here and like a week later it was playing. It might have even been out for a year. It might have been like a rerun or something. But that's the first thing I saw in the theater. I vividly remember King Kong.
Oh, okay. Did you like catch any movies on TV? Like if they would play like, I don't know, like first few Star Wars movies or anything like that?
On TV? Like you mean now or like or
When you were a
back
kid.
then?
When you were a kid, yeah.
We had two channels, you know. back in Europe we weren't spoiled like we are here in America where we have, you know, you turn on the TV and you have 300 channels, yet there's nothing on either one of them at any time. But we had very few channels. Most of the stuff I watched were,
well, at the time we weren't too spoiled here. We had like 10
six-
channels to
you
choose
had,
there.
exactly.
And 3 or 4 of them were just snow.
Snow, exactly. Snow channels. Yeah, we had a few channels. Most of the stuff I watched, I saw on VCR.
Did you have
VHS.
you had VHS? Did you ever have a
I
beta?
VHS. Oh, it was huge.
Did you had a beta?
Yeah, we did.
I saw it once because my friend got one like real late. It was probably after they were discontinued. So, all right, childhood classics. There's certain movies when you're a kid, certain movies you see that stick with you forever. What are some of yours?
Well, as I said in the beginning, and I
Goonies?
shouldn't have went that far ahead. Yeah, Goonies has to be one of them. It's kind of like the Indiana Jones.
One for me
kids.
too. It's a childhood classic for me too.
That, and then of course all the Indiana Jones are right up there along with it. Let's see. Stand By Me was a lot of fun. Back to the Futures. I know a lot of people don't like 2 and 3. I liked all of them.
I only liked the first one, but
You know, horror movies as a kid and growing up on for all the Friday the 13th, all the Nightmare on Elm Street,
Nightmare on Elm
Halloweens.
Street.
Yeah, sure, those are all fair game.
Do you have a certain movie that you would say is your number one overall favorite from your childhood?
Number one favorite, does it have to be childhood? Or it could be like favorite childhood is Goonies.
Well, you're around my age. We're the same age, so I guess Goonies would be your childhood movie.
But I didn't see my favorite movie till like the mid 90s, which was the Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption. Yeah.
That's my favorite movie. But if like as a child, I'd probably have to be Goonies.
Oh, okay. Okay. Uh, would you say the Star Wars movies are on that your list of
Star Wars
favorites?
movies are on there. I was never too big of a Star Wars. Gasp! I know. Oh my God, the blasphemies. He's not a big Star Wars fan. I was never really as crazy over it as everyone else.
Well, you did like the movies, though.
I did like the movies, but I didn't go gaga over it like everyone else. I'd watch it every now and again. It's on TV. I'll catch it. I'll watch it, but it wasn't like my all time favorite.
See, those were movies when I was a kid. They blew my mind. I loved those movies. Well, even as an adult, I love them. But seeing those, when they used to throw you a bone on regular TV and play Star Wars movies, that was kind of like the same thing with the Rocky movies. They would throw you a bone, having free TV, and throw movies like that on there. That was always a good experience.
Rocky movies isn't that one of your favorites? Also, pretty much all of them.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen Creed 2, but I eventually will. I liked all of them. Yes, including Rocky 5.
I was just gonna say even
Including
Rocky 5.
Rocky 5.
Okay.
I liked Rocky 5.
You actually beat me to it because
I liked Rocky 5.
Right.
And, anyone who says Rocky 5 was completely terrible, whatever. You have your opinion. I have mine.
Rocky 5 was completely terrible. I'm here to tell you that now.
All right, you have your opinion.
I'm kidding with you, Slasher. I've never actually sat through. You know what? I saw like 85% of Rocky 5. It was always one of those movies I would catch on TV, and I would walk out during the commercials to get a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, and I'd come back and I'd miss like 6 minutes for one reason or another. So I never saw the movie in its entirety. I caught almost most of it.
I mean, it's not the greatest movie, but it's.
I'm sure it's 80s charm, right?
It's a Rocky. Well, actually, it was 90s. That was the only Rocky movie that came out in the 90s.
Speaking of kids movies, another series I liked were the Karate Kid movies. Those
definitely.
were a lot of fun.
Definitely. I mean, 2 and 3 were goofball stuff.
Yeah.
The first one was good.
I
The
even
first
liked
one.
2.
The first one was kind of. If you think about it, the first one was teenage Rocky.
It really except with karate, right? It was
Yeah.
it was more or less
you
the
just
same thing.
Swap out boxing for karate. It was kind of the same thing.
It's kind of the same thing. Exactly.
In fact, if there was no Rocky Balboa, there would probably be no Daniel LaRusso.
Exactly. What were some of your favorite movies aside from we heard in the first episode that one of your favorite movies of all time is
RoboCop. Well, that's it is my
RoboCop.
favorite movie. Right, if we're gonna go all movies in general, and not just just PG or PG-13 stuff.
right?
Childhood movies, I have to say The Goonies.
The Goonies.
The Rocky movies, like I said already. The first 3 Star Wars movies. Beetlejuice is up there.
Beetlejuice. That's right.
I love Beetlejuice. Batman, of course. I talk all the time about how much Batman 1989 was one of my favorites. I really liked the Naked Gun movies.
Those were a lot of fun.
The Naked Gun movies were some of my favorite comedies.
I totally forgot about that. Yes.
What About Bob?
Oh, What About Bob?
What About Bob? It's
Great
definitely
movie.
up there, definitely up there. What are some more of yours? Like
Some more mine. You just pretty much listed them. I totally forgot about What About Bob.
Yeah.
That was a really, really, really funny
Revenge
movie.
of the Nerds. Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the
another
Nerds
good one.
was a lot of fun. Sure, I like Gremlins. Gremlins
Yes,
too.
Gremlins.
A lot of fun. Predator, Rambo's. I love the Rambo's.
The Breakfast Club. Did you like the Breakfast Club?
Breakfast Club. You know what? I was as a kid. I wasn't too much into it. As I'm an adult, I'm starting to appreciate it
Oh
more.
yeah.
I didn't grow up on that. So to speak.
Yeah, I grew up on all those the John Hughes movies, like
All the John
Weird
Hughes
Science. Weird Science. I watched that anytime it was on.
Was Pretty in Pink also?
Yeah,
John
Pretty in
Hughes?
Pink was
that
him
one.
too.
I liked.
Yeah,
I
Pretty in
liked
Pink
that
was
a lot.
him too. Home Alone was John Hughes.
Home Alone was awesome.
Oh, I loved Home Alone. I didn't like Home Alone 2, but I loved the first one.
A lot of fun.
All right. Do you have any sort of unusual experiences when going to the movies as a kid? Like
theater experiences. Well, my father would take me to see action flicks, and that was kind of interesting because
did he take you to the rated R ones?
Yes, he would. He would take me to the rated R one.
Full of murder and stuff like that.
Murder and blood and everything. As long as there was action in it, you know,
No titties. Yeah, we went through this conversation before.
Yeah, we did.
You just can't show a nipple.
You can't show a nipple.
Watch someone's head explode, but just make sure there's no nipple on
yeah.
that screen.
I'll touch base on it again, and I'll say that, you know, my dad would take me to see like the action movies mainly because, you know, he wouldn't speak proper English, so to him something always needed to be happening on this on. You know, he wouldn't take me to see
explosions.
He needed explosions
right?
and people getting hit and shot at. So I was lucky in that sense. I ended up seeing all the Steven Seagal movies where there would be bones breaking and cracking. You know, I got to see that guy's lemon face all throughout my 90s. You know the face he makes, right?
Oh yeah, like he just woke up. Yeah.
like he just woke up and he can't open his eyes.
You watch a Van Damme movie. Van Damme has it. He has it in his contract that he has to do 9 splits in the movie.
Exactly. It was basically, you know, Van Damme, Steven Seagal, boom, we would go see it. But I have some fond memories with friends, and more specifically, we used to cut school to go see movies. We used to walk on the highway to the theater, on a highway, a really, really busy highway to go see a movie. And the best movie I saw that summer, I believe it was 93, correct me if I'm wrong, was Jurassic Park. And I specifically remember I paid $3.25 to see that movie.
The matinees.
93, $3.25. What's a movie ticket now? Like $14, $15?
Not matinee prices.
Not matinee prices. So I remember that. Those are some of my fond memories. And, you know, back then we even saw some rated R stuff, and no one ever bothered us. I mean, they said, you know, kids under the age of 18 couldn't go in to see a movie, but nobody cared. There were a bunch of 13, 14-year-olds going to see movies.
You know, when I was 12 years old, I saw Basic Instinct in the movies.
Nice.
My friend, his sister, worked at a movie theater, and we would just be able to walk in and see any movie for free. And we used to see stuff like that. We saw Basic Instinct once. There's a whole theater of people watching Basic Instinct, and like the front row is like 4 or 5 12-year-old kids.
Oh,
I'm sure they were wondering what the hell was going on.
What we did, and this wasn't exactly legal. I'm not trying to promote this. We would pay for one movie and sneak in to see like a bunch of others.
We did that too. Yeah,
so we see Jurassic Park, and then we would see whatever else was playing.
We had someone wait in the bathroom where we went to go see The Crow opening night, and we had someone waiting in the bathroom, and then someone went and snuck him the ticket stub so we could get past the guards on the way to see the theater. On the way to the theater to see the movie.
You see, we waited until we plotted out until we knew when the next movie was going to start, and we stayed after the credits when they started cleaning up, and then we just kind of snuck in with the rest of the crowd. We saw like 3-4 movies in a single day. I mean, it was awesome.
Did you see? I used to hear this about a theater that used to be around where we are right now. It was called the Whitestone.
Right.
Did you ever hear? 'Cause everyone used to tell me they were deathly afraid of going to the Whitestone, because I would ask them, like, what happened? And they're like, oh, there was a huge brawl there the other night. And people used to tell me this all the time on different points, you know, throughout my life. I never once saw any incident happen.
I never saw an incident there either. And coincidentally, that's where we saw Jurassic Park. We had to walk on the highway to get to the Whitestone Cinemas.
Well, you also went there during the day. Every time I heard of these incidents, it was like late nights. Like,
late nights and on the weekend. That place was a madhouse. Yeah.
I never witnessed it though. I never witnessed it.
I never did either. I just heard the stories.
It was like you would think that it was like a vicious knife fight going on in there or something. Oh, all right. So, we'll move on from theater experiences, and we're gonna talk about video store experiences. Video store, 2 words that don't even
exist anymore.
Don't
right?
even pretty much exist.
Everything's on
the English
demand
language
and
anymore.
digital. Yep. They don't.
When you went to video stores, did you go to the mom and pop places, or did you just go delve right into Blockbuster?
I actually went to both, and I was one of the rare breed of children that didn't have a card to either of these places. So you might be sitting there wondering, how the hell are you going to rent movies? I always had friends who said, let's go see a movie, let's go see this, let's go. And then what would end up happening is, they would have Blockbusters cards, or they would have memberships to the mom and pop video store cards. So we would go to either or. It was more often than not Blockbuster, because that was the big chain, where you got to go in and you were browsing the walls and walls of movies, even though you only had like 8-9 new releases,
Yeah.
but there were like 900 copies for each. And we would always fight over like, what are we gonna watch? I got to rent a movie, my friend got to rent a movie, and of course their mom would pay for it. Or sometimes, I would pay for my own movie. But there was a lot of arguments of what we're gonna see, because when you held the VCR sleeve in your hand, everything looked good. You looked at the back.
Oh, even the crappiest movie would have like
looked great. It would be great good artwork.
outstanding. Yeah, the most low budget of B movies sometimes would have a great a great cover for their tapes.
Like I remember Leprechaun. It's like, oh wow, okay, great. Oh, this movie sucked. I mean, it was fun. It was campy for its time, but yeah, I think that was the whole mystique and aura, as they would say, of going to the big chains like Blockbuster. Is you got to see all this big variety.
See, when I was a kid, going from like the mom and pop places to end up like walking into a Blockbuster kind of, compared to those mom and pop places, Blockbuster always had this kind of really sterile, like almost hospital-like look to everything. Do you understand what I kind of mean with that?
Okay, well, I guess it felt more like corporate. It felt more corporate in the sense
it didn't
that
have the charm and character of a mom and pop place.
It did not have the charm and character of a mom and pop store. Absolutely not. Mom and pop stores also carried some of the obscure stuff. Like if you couldn't find some.
Oh yeah. Like you could find like something stupid like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes in a mom and pop store. Like that wouldn't be something that you would normally find in a Blockbuster.
Well, maybe that particular one, yeah, but yeah, you're actually right on the money. Some of the obscure stuff was not available. Although Blockbuster had a really decent.
Didn't they also have a ban on R-rated movies at one point?
Blockbuster, I don't recall.
Did they have edited down rated R movies? They didn't.
I don't recall. Maybe in the later years. I don't know.
Didn't they have some sort of like? There was something they did where they were trying to keep it some thing around the line. They were trying to be PG about stuff. I can't remember exactly what it was.
I honestly have no idea.
I'll
We'll have to research that for the next.
Yeah. I guess I will.
I'm actually interested in that as well.
I swear I thought maybe it was the NC-17 movies.
Maybe NC-17. I don't see why they would ban the rated R stuff, or why they would recut any of that stuff.
That's what I think it was. I think it was, and I think they weren't allowed to like when Showgirls came. I think
there was a controversy surrounding.
Yeah, I think they weren't allowed to rent out Showgirls. Well, NC-17 was a bad idea anyway. All right. Going on to the next thing. Now we're not just going to talk about childhood favorites. We're going to talk about all-time favorites. Even stuff what's a recent movie you've seen?
A recent movie.
A recent movie you've seen that I wouldn't say all-time favorite, but like you love Infinity War, right?
Oh, I did, absolutely.
Yeah. Would you call that? Would you put that in your all-time favorites category?
Well, maybe not all-time favorite, but recent favorite. Recent movie I really thoroughly enjoyed, kind of favorite. Yeah, but not like I'm doing backflips over it. I wouldn't stand online to see it again.
No, you wouldn't?
I mean, I have it, but I don't need to stand online to see it again. But it's definitely a lot of fun. Pretty much any superhero movie, I feel that way. But I liked Aquaman. We both saw Aquaman.
Oh yeah,
How do you feel about that?
Aquaman. I was not expecting it to be. What I liked about Aquaman was it was a fun movie.
It was a fun movie, and it had the most realistic underwater hair movement.
Oh, the hair movement was top notch.
The hair movement underwater. We were discussing this with Slasher during the film, and I know. Don't talk during the film, but we did.
No, you can't help but talk about that hair movement.
The hair movement, guys. I'm telling you,
it was perfect. His beard was just floating in the ocean.
The way it majestically floated in the ocean underwater is just unreal. That itself deserved an Oscar.
It made you think to yourself, what, Jason Momoa is really underwater talking to us right now.
Exactly. So that was one I enjoyed recently, and
yeah,
I'm sure
it was good. Too. It was good. We saw Deadpool 2.
That was alright.
Yeah, it was okay. It was alright. This weekend we're going to see
Endgame.
Endgame.
No spoilers here, folks.
No spoilers because we both don't know what the hell we're walking into.
Exactly.
Well, we know what we're walking into, but we don't know what we're going to walk out of. Have you ever seen a movie late, like way later than when it came out? I'll give you an example.
But it was still running in the theaters?
No, not running in the theaters. Like, I'll give you an example. Scarface came out in what? 1983?
82 or 83. Yeah, it was something around there.
I think it was 83.
I think it was 83.
I didn't see Scarface
till like the 90s.
No, not even the 90s. It was probably like 2001 or 2002. Yeah, was the first time I saw Scarface.
Scarface is right up there. The same with the Godfathers. I didn't see all the Godfathers until like
I've still never seen 3.
Late 90s.
Oh yeah. See, the Godfather was one that I used to see on TV a lot. What else tonight? What Full Metal Jacket? I saw. My dad rented that on VHS. I saw that. Oh, The Warriors. The Warriors was one I didn't see. That movie came out the year I was born. In fact, it came out on the day I was born. And I didn't see that till also probably about 99, 2000, something like that.
Yeah, it's absolutely the What were we just talking about? I'm sorry.
The Warriors.
The Warriors. I never saw The Warriors.
You never saw The Warriors?
But I know what you're talking about.
I think you would like it.
I would probably do. It's a great movie.
Well, we were talking about movies that you've seen way later after it came out.
Scarface is as you said, was the same exact thing for me. It came out in 83. I didn't see it till like almost 2000. What was it? 99 or 2000?
It was when they put out that anniversary DVD.
Yep. I think that was...
So this is 2003? Was it 2003?
Like I saw a little bit before that, but I was late.
You know the DVD I'm talking
about.
Yes, yeah.
I own like every version of that movie. I saw the...
Goodfellas is another one.
Yes.
I didn't see Goodfellas till way later on.
I did too. That came out in 90, I believe.
Yeah, it came out in 90. I think I didn't see it till about...
98, 99.
Probably around the same time I saw Scarface for the first time.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies like that. There's still quite a lot of movies that are considered classics, and I've never seen them.
I've still never seen Shawshank Redemption.
We should watch that.
No, I'll definitely watch it.
Watch it at some time.
I'll definitely watch it. I've never seen Shawshank Redemption. I've never seen a single Lord of the Rings movie.
Well, I wouldn't sit through that with you. That's quite lengthy, especially if we're watching the extended versions.
All right. Well, see right there, we could go into the next topic: popular and unpopular opinions when it comes to movies.
I'm kind of stumped on this because I don't recall any movies that were very popular that I liked or unpopular that I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Unpopular that I liked and popular that I hated. What are some of yours, Slasher?
Movies that everybody loves that I don't like. Should we start with that one?
Yeah, let's start with that one.
Movies that everybody loves that I don't like. I hate Inception. I hate that movie.
Actually, that's a good one.
I hate that movie, and everybody loves that movie who talks about it, except for like a handful of people I know.
Everyone likes a twist. Everyone likes a twist ending, you know.
All right, but they just I don't know. The whole idea of those, The Purge. Oh God, I hate that movie. I hate that movie. That is the stupidest idea I've ever heard for a movie.
I never saw a single. What are they up to? Purge 2 now? 3?
I don't. They have a TV series now.
Okay.
Or a TV miniseries. I don't know.
See, I'm kind of behind on that. I haven't watched any TV in quite a while, so I'm kind of off on what's what's on these days and what isn't.
Going back to The Godfather. It was good. I'll say the first one was good. I don't believe it's, in my personal opinion, I don't see it as the classic that everyone else does. What about you?
I like the first one. You know, everyone made out.
Do you see it as the classic that everyone does?
Maybe not the classic, but I mean, it certainly wasn't bad. I mean, I wouldn't go and give the movie, you know, like a 1-star rating, but I also wouldn't.
I wouldn't give it a 1-star rating. I wouldn't give it a 1-star rating. That's a movie that it took me a couple of viewings to watch. I must have seen it about 4 or 5 times for me to realize, like, you know what, it's good. It's good. It's not a total bore fest.
I think the second one was overrated. Everyone praised that movie like it's the next best thing. Like it's. Like
see,
I
also didn't see the second one as much. I've seen the first one numerous times because my ex of mine, she would play it all the time. But she didn't get into the second one the way she would fall asleep watching the first one. She didn't really do that with the second one. And the third one, like I said, I never saw it, so.
Any other movies you could think of that were like that?
That I don't agree with the majority?
Right.
Ooh. Yeah, going back to Jurassic Park.
Yeah, you didn't like that, huh?
It was good. It was good, but I don't do backflips over it. To use the term you used before, I won't do backflips over it.
Yeah, Jurassic Park was one of those. I think it was I wouldn't say the first, but it was one of those true blockbusters that kind of like, generated a whole lot of money. There was a ridiculous advertising campaign behind it.
They merchandised the hell out of it.
They merchandised that thing perfectly.
They massacred stores with all their merchandise.
Oh yes, I remember the video games. I remember the little figurines. I remember
the T-shirts,
fast food places,
the toys,
the T-shirts, the toys, everything.
Yeah. The Jurassic Park, everything.
So that movie had a ridiculous amount of merchandising behind it. I don't even think movies today have that kind of merchandising. I mean, okay, maybe Avengers reaches that level.
Would you say Jurassic Park was kind of the first movie where it went really overboard with all the merchandise?
Oh, absolutely.
Because there was stuff before, you know.
There were definitely movies. There definitely blockbusters before. That was the movie where the studio says, "Let's ride this thing."
Oh, milk it for all it's worth.
Let's milk it all it's worth. We're talking like every fast food joint had something Jurassic Park related.
You want 9 different puzzle sets of Jurassic Park? Hey,
I do.
Come to the store. We'll sell you all 9 different puzzle sets.
I do. I want 10 though.
Don't worry, because you'll be getting the 10th one in a week.
Most likely.
Market the hell out of it. So, what's your opposite now? What would be a type of movie that most people would love? I mean, that would hate, that you would say, not even love, but that you like.
That I like? You know what? I like the campy stuff. I shouldn't say a lot of people hate it, but when you look at the original Batman, the 1966 one with Adam West and Burt Ward, people now are about that.
The dark, gloomy Batman.
Yeah,
yes.
They like the dark, gloomy Batman. Yeah. They're like, oh, that's for kids.
Well, you also got to take that movie for what it was. It was goofball stuff.
Goofball, campy entertainment stuff. I love that. you're gonna hate me for this, but I feel the same way about Rocky. I saw the first Rocky and I was like, I couldn't understand why the movie did win an Oscar, didn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
I was like, why did this win an Oscar? I felt bored for like the first good.
Oh, I'm not gonna, say it was the most exciting movie.
It wasn't like a fast moving movie.
The first one was the least exciting of all of them.
It was
actually.
the least exciting of all of them, exactly. So that was like everyone's like, "Oh, Rocky's a classic. How can you say that?" If you like it, you like it. But it was just one of those movies that did not do a whole lot for me.
Plus, I also think that the thing with Rocky is that people more like relate to the character.
On the flip side,
because he's a great, he's a great relatable character.
He
I
is.
guess you could say.
The underdog story, the
Yes.
the whole come from nothing, become everything.
Yeah, exactly.
On the flip side of things, I liked weird movies. I liked when I felt the same way about Batman. I liked Batman. I didn't think there was anything wrong with Batman. I love Tim Burton. He's one of my
The Michael Keaton one.
favorite directors. Yes, the original Michael Keaton one. But I was like,
The first one was the only one I liked. I did not
Right.
like Batman Returns.
I liked it, but if you ask me to rate a movie, if you rate that movie from like a 1 to 10, everyone gives it a 10. Especially the fanboys, and I sit it somewhere between a 6.5 to like a hard 7,
Yeah, okay.
which is like a good movie, but not the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, you got something like that movie Dick Tracy came out around the same time, right?
The next year.
The next year, and people were ragging on that. It was a complete failure in the box office, and I ended
Did it fail in the
up
box
like
office?
I wouldn't say fail, but I mean
That was another one that was marketed to.
it marketed well, but it
marketed the hell out of it.
didn't reach the expectations. That was an example where marketing. Well, I didn't go overboard, but I remember there were board games. There were
Video games, board
video
games, T-shirts, trading cards, toys.
But I don't think it really did anything close to what Batman did, and it was another one of those movies where the expectation was a lot greater.
Well,
And,
they aimed too high.
They aimed too high, and I actually ended up loving that movie. So I don't know, it was one of my favorite comic strip movies. It was colorful. It had the characters were ridiculous in it. I love that.
I thought everyone looked cool. I wasn't big on the movie, but I thought everyone looked cool.
And I like the fact that it was a part musical. Okay, maybe I didn't like Madonna in it, but it was cool.
You would say that's one of your favorites?
From that era, yeah. I mean, as a kid, I'm not gonna lie. I got the VHS tape, and I think I ran that thing to oblivion. I specifically remember I lost count after 17 times that I saw that. I'd watch it like twice a week for a long
See, I
time.
kind of did the same with Batman.
Yeah, so I can. If you ask me if on your next cast, I can probably do the entire dialogue scene from.
Can you sing every song that Madonna sang?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Maybe not as pretty, but I can sing. Sooner or later, you're gonna be mine. That's right. That's right.
What about Jaws? Were you big on Jaws?
I always get my man. Oh, big on Jaws. You know what? It was a pretty suspenseful movie. Very successful movie.
You didn't find it boring at certain times?
I didn't. That's a movie I actually did like. But yeah, it
I
was
like
slow
it
at times.
too. I don't love it the way everyone else does.
I don't love it.
I
Everyone else
like
does.
it. I don't love it. I find certain parts of it to be. Plus, they play it on every single TV station.
They do.
All the time. You want to watch Jaws? You can probably turn on a TV station right now, and it will be on.
We're on a topic of massively overrated. Heat.
I liked Heat, but I didn't. Going back to the backflips
He was a
thing.
7.
Going back
Fanboys
to-
put it to an 11.
Going back to the
that's what I'm
backflips.
talking
I
about.
won't do backflips over. I saw that in the movie.
Many
My
people
dad
do.
actually
It's-
took me to see
That's
that.
like the inception
It was long.
of its day.
It
Yeah.
was too long.
Too
I thought it
long.
was too long. What about the Matrix movies? Did you like the Matrix movies?
Yeah, I mean, they were. First one was overrated to oblivion, but I actually did enjoy those.
Did
Yes,
you
I
see all the movies?
I saw all the movies.
I didn't see the third one.
No, nothing was. We got to watch that at some time. Too?
Yeah, I didn't see the third one.
Yeah, I mean, like, first one was good. The rest of them was. Second one was alright, and the third one is.
The second one. The second one. What made the second one was the highway scene.
Exactly.
And if you don't like that highway scene, then you have questionable taste in action movies.
Highway scene was definitely good. That was definitely the highlight of that movie.
Let's see. What are the action movies? What other action movies do people love that I can't stand, or at least don't like?
Are you talking in a specific era or just like overall in general, like anything?
Overall in general. You know what? All right, Commando was so dumb.
I'll tell you. I got one for you.
Did you like Commando? It was dumb.
I didn't.
It was dumb fun. It was dumb fun.
I'll tell you one I know you don't like. The Fast and the Furious. That's something.
Well, I
everyone
also
goes
haven't.
gaga.
I haven't seen anything past the first one.
The first one. Did you like the first one?
Nah.
It was like meh.
I give it a meh.
Well, then the rest are the same. I mean,
They're all meh.
They're all
you
meh.
mean it doesn't evolve?
And not really. I mean, you know what it's about, right? Come on, say it.
It's about family.
No.
It's like Olive Garden.
No, it's about family, bro. It's about
We got
familia.
Vin Diesel in the studio right now.
It's about mi familia. It's about family.
The ghost of Vin Diesel is just
The ghost
taking
of
over.
Vin Diesel is right
just
here.
taking over the illusion right now.
And he's taking over the podcast. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do all your casts with
Vin Diesel voice.
with Vin Diesel voice,
Ah.
or all the way through.
All right, you're gonna have to change your name to the ghost of Vin Diesel though.
I am the ghost of Vin Diesel. You're a ghost.
You also kind of sound like Stallone as Judge Dredd right now.
You're a ghost. If you're a ghost, I'm a ghost. You're not a ghost. I'm a ghost.
I'm not a ghost yet.
And I hope he never will be, my friend.
Give it like 5 years.
Give it 5 years. That's a hell of a lot of casts, all right? Hell of a lot of podcasts. 5 years, guys. That's the limit.
5 years. 5 years, then it all comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Speaking of limits, I think we've pretty much reached the limit of this show, didn't we?
Push it to the limit.
Limit.
Yeah. That wraps up the show right here. Had another good time talking with my boy the Illusion right here.
I had a very, very fun time.
On the newly dubbed Splitcast.
Splitcast indeed.
Yeah, the Splitcast with Slasher McSplitter and
The Illusion. I'm not even here. I don't even know why my name's being mentioned. I'm invisible. No one can hear me. Why am I even talking?
In fact, I might have been talking to myself this entire time because the people might not hear the voice.
No.
You were talking to the ghost of Vin
okay.
Diesel.
So everyone, if you hear that Vin Diesel impression, you know that there's a real person here.
That's right.
All right. Come back another time. We'll come up with another topic to talk to everybody about. And want to say goodbye?
I'm just gonna do my disappearing sound.
Poof. All right, he's gone. He did Ninja Vanish, and he turned into a smoke cloud in the air, and he's gone. And the microphone just fell on the floor. All right, everybody. It was fun talking to you. Have a good one, everybody. Peace out.